More than fashion show, if it was just fashion. And the more than is always our guest speakers, and we're going to be hearing from some inspirational people this evening. And also we're going to be chatting to the three wonderful founders of this charity, Keeping Abreast. Our first speaker this evening is a young lady called Laura Hughes. This is not an easy thing for everyone to do, so please give her a very warm welcome, show her your support so she can tell you her story. Laura Hughes.
When I was asked by Victoria to talk at this amazing event, I felt extremely privileged. It's a great opportunity for me to share my story with you all and how I came to know the Keeping Abreast team. I first heard about Keeping Abreast at their last fashion show only 18 months ago. I saw a leaflet about the show and decided that it would be a great girly night out with some friends. I knew nothing of the charity or what it was about, but over the course of the evening, the show amazed us all with how professional it was, and we found it rather emotional reading all about the models' real-life stories. By the end of the evening, and many cocktails later, I left with a smile on my face and a new knowledge into the world of breast reconstruction. At this point, I was completely unaware that I would soon be in the position of needing their help and guidance myself. Only 6 weeks later, myself and my boyfriend left for a month-long trip to travel around Australia. We were enjoying the sunshine and sightseeing so much. Time just flew by, but only a couple of weeks into the holiday, I discovered a small, hard lump appear in my left breast. As I was only 25, this didn't automatically worry me, but as the week went on, I felt it get harder and larger, so I decided when home, it's best to go and get it checked out. After a visit to the doctors, at the end of January, I was referred on to the Norwich hospital for a biopsy, a mammogram, and an ultrasound. Everyone seemed to think it was only a cyst because of my age, and nobody mentioned that cancer could have been a possibility. I told no one of my lump and went about my daily activities as normal, trying to get back to work and focusing on other things. Only 1 week later, on the 24th of February 2014, I found myself back in hospital being told the devastating news that I had breast cancer. In only a few minutes, my world was turned upside down, and my life was now in the hands of the hospital. I was terrified and completely overwhelmed, as at this point, I had no idea what this meant for me or for my future. The hardest part was breaking the news I had cancer to my family and friends, even though I didn't know how bad it was myself or if I was going to be okay. After several tests and scans, I discovered it was an aggressive type of breast cancer, which was already at stage 3 and had spread to my lymph nodes. Within 3 weeks, my lump had tripled in size, from 15 millimetres to over 55 millimetres, so my oncologist didn't mess around and got me straight away into chemo. On the 18th of March, I started my chemo session. I was the youngest on the ward by a long way, and extremely nervous with what I was going to expect, but was quickly put at ease by the lovely nurses of the Wayborn unit. I went through 19 weeks of chemotherapy, which made me very unwell and very bald. Being a hairdresser, this was one of the worst parts for me. I hated the thought of losing my long, blonde hair, but I took control and decided to shave it off as soon as it began to fall out. Everything happened so fast, I had no time to take it all in. I felt as though I'd been strapped onto a roller coaster, which was never going to stop. After chemotherapy, I had my first ever operation, a mastectomy of my left breast, and lymph node clearance, followed by 15 sessions of radiotherapy. I have also so far undergone 16 sessions of Herceptin, and am now on hormonal tablets for at least the next 5 years. The care I have received at everyone at the Norwich Hospital has been absolutely amazing. They've all been very quick, efficient, and completely reliable, so I know that I've been in good hands. So it didn't surprise me when I met all the girls from the Keeping Abreast team that they were exactly the same. I met them properly for the first time a few months after my diagnosis. Whilst going through chemotherapy, I heard about the Keeping Abreast charity ball they hold every year, so I decided to offer myself as a volunteer for the night. It was here I met a few lovely ladies involved in the charity, and several who had also recently gone through breast cancer at a young age. It was good to be able to hear their stories firsthand, and it quickly put me at ease and helped me realise that I was not alone, and there was lots of help and support out there available for me. I was informed about the talks which are held regularly at the hospital, giving all types of information about the world of reconstruction and the different types available. It fascinated me to learn what they can do these days and how real they can all look. It was here that I also attended my very first flasher session, where I was shown the creative work of the team firsthand. Everything was informative and extremely helpful. When it came to the point I needed to begin to think about what I wanted after my mastectomy, I knew straight away that I would be wanting reconstruction. Living with only one breast for the past 8 months has been an experience. I can understand why some people choose not to have the surgery, but due to my age, I found it not very practical, and it's very frustrating to live with a prosthesis. Especially when able to find it one day caused me to run late to see a friend, and I had to text her to tell her that I'd lost my boob. I shall be involved with Keeping Abreast as much as possible in the future, as they are an amazing charity, and they help so many women along their journey. If it wasn't for them, the information would not be as readily available to women like myself, which is so important when faced with such a massive decision. Reconstruction isn't for everyone, and for those who choose not to have it, have made the decision with all the known knowledge. As for me, my surgery is going to go ahead at the end of this year for implants. I have a long way to go, but for now I'm very happy to have a goal to work towards and an end in sight. This stage of my journey has only just begun, but I hope, as I have, many other women are given the same opportunities. It's important for women's confidence, for their recovery, and at such a traumatic time in their lives, it can help them feel as near to normal as they can again. I'm really proud to be up here today and sharing the stage with all these other amazing women, some of whom I've been lucky enough to get to know very well over the past year. One thing I want to ask is, before I finish, is that you all take 5 minutes tomorrow morning to check your breasts, and carry on doing this every month. I was sat exactly as you are now, only 18 months ago, unaware that it might happen to me. I'm sure you will all agree that tonight has already been a fun and amazing show, and you still have a lot more to see. So dig deep and donate what you can, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Unbelievably brave of you to get up last night and again tonight and tell your story, which of course is so intimate, and you're telling everyone what's happened to you, but it